Так. Ну, что ж, начинаем. КВН. Нет, блин. Почему мне всякие дурацкие песни в голову лезут? Особенно во время стримов. Под начало, в середине, в конце. Сегодня я выкрутил контрастность почти на ноль, поэтому все такое бледное. Экспериментирую. Какой же я урод. Так, надо подумать. Мысли пока думаются, да? Как-нибудь бы их ускорить. Ладно, не будем пока торопиться. Почитаем задание. Что я могу вообще из старых понедельничных сделать? Ну, вообще, пора бы начать что-то делать. Спеть под караоке, но это пока невозможно. Кстати, я вчера понял одну очень простую вещь. Вернее, не простую, это глупость, моя забывчивость, усталость. Вот. Мы должны были в 21:00 сходить на квартиру в 20 или там 18-ю квартиру к этому чуваку с балкона. Пол его зовут или как там. Мы не сходили, придется сегодня идти. Мы звонили Алисе, она нам ничего не говорит по броне. Сколько раз уже звонили? Ну, надо будет еще сегодня позвонить. Про татуировки не узнали, пока непонятно. Ботинки снимем. Найдем. Тоже найдем, наверное. Синяя дверь, пока непонятно. Надо дочитать книги Какаду. Может сейчас этим... Ой, Какаду, да, про Какаду. Может сейчас этим заняться, пока мы ждем мысли. Дочитать книгу и понять, какой мы Какаду.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminole Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang-bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Ну, большое королевское какаду.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white.
Наверное. Траурное какаду.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it. Ooh.
Я тоже думаю, что круто. Похож на меня.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Я траурный какаду. Где там она?
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Да, говорю людям плохие вести.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Жесть.
Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbors. Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out those financial oversight committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Riversholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Налоги это расизм.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon.
Неудобно здесь читать, сейчас читаем здесь. Я хочу забыть мысль, у меня как раз есть очко. Про... Да. Ну, типа, минус к эмпатии. Я не готов тратить целую эмпатию на какой-то один реал. Фигня это все. Забыто. Не жалко мне очко на это. Так. Координация против врагов в броне FT500. Вы, Ирина, сегодня с компа или почитать? Сноута или почитать? Почитать или Сноута? Сноута или почитать? Или Сноута почитать? Ха-ха-ха. Ну все, тогда сами почитайте. Класс, отлично. У нас все мысли дают минусы. Самый больной минус это, конечно же, вот это вот. Обычный, ну я обычный коп, пусть. Обычно так, мы со всеми вроде поговорили. Ну там что-то... мы ловушки, по идее, можем поискать, пособирать. А что, здесь не пройти? Или уже ладно, пофиг на ловушки. Надо попытаться попасть в холодильник. Короче, в подвал. Ну, типа... Нет, хочу зайти. Хочу зайти. Успеем еще в подвал. Время 7 утра. Еще можно пошататься. Либо нам нужно делать дела по основному заданию. Чтобы сделать дела по основному заданию, нам нужно найти холодильник, потому что труп надо исследовать получше. Вот. Галстук бабочка. Карточка. Что? Все? Ну, да. Ладно. Киса, привет. Вылезла такая из-под дивана и спряталась обратно. Киса. Вылезай. Не хочет. Не котит. Так. Сейчас, по идее, должны быть повторные проверки. Вроде бы. Или нет. Я не понимаю, как белые проверки обновляются. Типа, от чего? Вроде должны типа, просто обновляться с изменением в навыке. Но сколько я навык не менял. Может, некоторые со временем. Но не изменение навыков. Текила Sunrise пошли. Нет, Sunset, извините. Sunrise это другое. Это другое. Текила Sunset. Слышь? Кто такие?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
Сейчас вам Ким такой неон в жопу засунет.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Кажется, кто-то сейчас будет огребать.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Угу.
Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
Нет, у меня есть на это время.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs. These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities.
Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Fucking philosophy, man. You can do aggressive shit with philosophy. Justify shit.
Like murder, or wasting your life away.
What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss.
Да. Это как говорить, я на 5 минут отойду и приходи через час.
The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
Что, блядь?
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Ну, да.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it. To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though...
Взрывай.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
Логично.
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Сложно с ним
Hate
спорить.
to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point.
Да, это точно.
Is it a coincidence that here we have 2 badass jackets and 2 badass cops?
Yes? Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan.
Я хочу, я понял, наш персонаж хочет эти куртки.
What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, detective. Neither.
Да ладно тебе, Ким.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements.
Да, мне нравится нахуй мир больше, чем санный пидор.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
Зачем ты так?
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
Мы были бы вот такие крутые полицейские, просто супер огненные полицейские.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Блин, мы обязательно в следующем прохождении должны отобрать у них эти куртки. Ладно, кто такие черепа? Ну, типа, сумрак надо легендарно 14, у меня 2. Я даже со всеми навыками, со всеми вещами, наверное. А давайте проверим. Давайте просто проверим. Просто ради интереса. А сколько у меня максимум в сумраке вообще? 3. То есть у меня 2 есть, и 3 я еще могу накинуть. 5, да, будет в сумме? Ну, это мало. Сумрак. Так, тихо. Кошка, ты чё легла за спиной моей? Сумрак. О, бабочка на драму. Прикольно. Ну вот я типа добавил 2 сумрака, теперь у меня сумрака 4.
That ride is fucking lightning.
Hey, piss. Look who it is. Shrunken cophead material.
Все равно маленький шанс. Ну давайте попробуем, пофигу.
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Use that. Suggest they're massive skulls. Come on.
What? No. Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even in yet.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks pretend to be them. We're not even prospects yet.
Prospect must be a hierarchical term. Probably in the lower end.
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You are destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Please be quiet. What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
Oh, man. Okay. I get it. Skulls don't really wear slogans anyway. This was stupid.
Fuck.
Да, у нас есть охеренные куртки. Был лошара.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you.
Как я хочу поиграть за отбитого на всю бошку сумасшедшего гибла. Ну ладно, ладно, мы закончим.
This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jackets will be useful at all. I just wanted them to not have them anymore.
Ну да.
Cold-hearted cop.
The need will not arise.
Да ладно тебе.
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was standing alone on a street corner with his written on his back, it'd just be an individual that has taken a liking to Uri. And fuck the world all on its own is, frankly, generic.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
Так-то, сопляки. Тачку они хотели там что-то это. О, да! К драме на минус авторитет. А сумраку на минус... Так, мне нужна драма, на самом-то деле. Да побольше драмы. Мы сейчас пойдем в книжный. А там вроде как любят драматичные вещи. Или у меня... А, у меня очки драмы убавляют. Бам. Значит, надо очки на эмпатию одеть. Какой же он урод. Ну да ладно. А шапка у меня на что? На логику. Драма. Сколько у меня драмы? 3 драмы. Сколько у меня теперь максимум? 6 драм.
You finally made it, haven't you? People point fingers at you and whisper to each other when you pass by, wondering to themselves.
Да, куртки решают. Стиль это очень важно, если ты хочешь что-то доказать или показать. Но правильный стиль, правильно подобранный.
Where did that man get such a cool jacket?
Да.
Did he receive it upon graduating the École Normale Supérieure de Badasserie? Is he dangerous?
Опасно для самого себя.
Oh no, believe me, it will be everyone else who's uncomfortable with it. You're safe. No one dares say a word unless they're, like, from your station and coming to judge you. But what are the chances of that happening?
Возможно, надо было сказать первое, чтобы какую-то мысль получить, но нет. Я ничего не получил. Чуть по жопе не получил. От самого себя. Что там, Антон? Опять смешнявки кидаются. Потом твои смешнявки. Антонима. Антуанетто. Где киса? Я супер драматичный, поговори со мной. Да почему недоступно?
Welcome to crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
Да ты со своими
For
книгами.
whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar.
Who? What? I don't understand what you're talking about. I can't in good conscience risk releasing the bane of doom upon all because you need something from the cellar. Oh, you mean that girl with those bizarre machines? I recall her now. Her energetic presence was off. Very off. She kept rambling something about her memory being lost.
Her filament memory.
In fact, it's odd how many any of these troubles started with her departure. How do I know she's not behind the curse? We definitely have to contain it now.
Ты собака. Могу я еще раз попытаться сломать дверь?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before.
Что там надо было? Какую проверку делать?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you.
Странно, почему у меня проверки не срабатывают повторно. Белые проверки должны повторяться. Почему нет? Странно. Ну да, она почему-то говорит серым. Почему, не ясно. Ладно, переодеваемся в нашу рабочую. Переодеваемся в нашу рабочую одежду. Где там? Какая на мне рубашка? Концептуализация. Концептуализация? Точно? Не. Ладно, погнали. Блин. Но я не могу ждать холодильника. Придется отправлять тело. Нет, там не в перчатках дело, они не тот навык дают. Да и саму дверь нельзя попробовать почему-то. Зато типа... Сейчас чисто для проверки. Там есть... Чисто для эксперимента. Там есть белые проверки, которые горят белым. Сейчас мы какую-нибудь из них попробуем. Могу ли я повторить ее или нет? Где там они? Какую-нибудь неподалеку что-нибудь. Статуя нет. Стена на... Это... Я же супер концептуальный стал. Может получится.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
18. 18. Ну вот я могу снова попробовать. 18. Да я при всем желании не могу сделать 18. У меня нет такой одежды. Ну хотя... А если так... Вроде больше ничего нет, да? Больше ничего нет. Ну нет, там очень надо. Очень. Ладно. 42. 42.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Иди ты. Ну вот белая проверка, и она закрылась, да? Да, она перестала гореть. А через сколько обновляются-то они? Да, я понимаю, что это необычная стена. Кстати, пойду продам все бутылки. У меня вроде очень много бутылок накопилось. Кошка убежала. Что-то у меня брат, по-моему, это задание не сделал со стеной. Со всем его раскачанным. Есть куча одежды, есть куча раскачки. Только он что-то не сказал, почему. Видимо, я сам должен знать.
The tear machine Your bottles clunk into the machine, and
Так
the money
мало.
appears.
Так мало. Ладно, пойдемте к трупу. Пойдемте к трупу. А, вот ты куда делась, котик. Сейчас покажу. Что-то людей, по-моему, все больше и больше становится, мне кажется. Кажется. А знаете, чем мне хочется? Подраться с головомером. Пойдемте подеремся. Сказать, что он тупой расист. Сейчас мы ему набьем морду. Сейчас посмотрим, какая для этого проверка нужна будет.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Не хочу с ним соглашаться. Говорить ему про всякие российские... Типа, да у вас представитель белый.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
У меня четвертый путь.
Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
Молодежное не влияет на мое мышление.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race.
Ща я буду бить ему лицо.
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Lumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Simonese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale. No, I have heard about it on the radio.
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women.
I'm from Couronne, and no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simonese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it.
Я хочу немножко переодеться, потому что если все-таки я нарвусь на драку, чтобы у меня было что-то посерьезнее визуального анализа и полицейской волны. Грубые силы накинем. Грубые силы? Нет. Тут трепет, грубая сила, нормально. Болевой порог. На всякий случай. Болевой порог. Сумрак, а тут... болевой порог лучше сделать, чтобы если меня будут бить, мне было не так больно. Надо точно посмотреть, на что отвечает за... Держи удар, то есть стойкость надо. Ну, у меня стойкость 2. Он меня убьет. Или грубая сила нужна. Ладно, продолжим разговор.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Ким, что ты
You
про все
have
это
really
думаешь?
let yourself go.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
There always is.
Ну да.
Race is reality. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Simonese. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Чё тебя не оставили? Ну-ка, чё тут
The
и
racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with his situation with his woman.
Ну, чтобы застать его врасплох, нужны еще какие-то диалоги, не?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself
Я
go.
не хочу соглашаться, типа, зачем? Ну, показать ему кружку.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Нет, с ним не соглашаться. Блин, там просто есть, знаю, какая-то цепочка диалога, которая должна вызвать драку, но я, видимо, это не очень в драках. Ладно, я уже устал переодеваться туда-сюда. Надо идти делать нормальное задание. Работать. Дальше идти и работать. Работать и идти. Да, жаль. Но ничего, в следующий раз точно врежем ему. Я даже, наверное, не знаю. Не уверен, что захочу делать перерыв между прохождениями. Я думал, типа, стоит ли будет делать перерыв. Но, наверное, нет. Сразу же. Но надо вообще для начала пройти это. Первый раз хотя бы. Ладно, пойдемте с телом разбираться. Мы затягиваем. Вправду затягиваем немножко. Давай, что тут у нас?
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines.
Какое низкое восприятие. А можно мне чуть подкрутить восприятие? Я все-таки хочу что-то найти. Хочу что-нибудь найти. Надо уже это запомнить, что к чему. У меня минус к восприятию есть. У меня минус восприятия вот здесь вот. Да? А, нет, наоборот.
The man is decomposing visibly now.
Ну, давайте попробуем.
You really ought to wait until the cadaver is refrigerated. Digging around in this mess now is
Ладно.
proving hopelessly difficult.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of Makinema. I'll take it from there.
Блин, надеюсь, я не просрал сейчас ботинки.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
Нет.
Oh well, in another lifetime.
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
This means Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks and even the main case, though it might be more difficult.
Торопись, поторопился. Теперь тебе хрена не броня, занимайся чем хочешь. Срань. Че я сейчас один буду делать без Кима? Движок игры не позволял показать, как они тащат труп. Ну, ладно. Что же делать? Что же делать? Что же делать? Чем бы тогда заняться? Блин. Ладно, посмотрю задание. Без Кима как без рук. Так. Моралисты. Моралисты. А кто вообще был моралистом? Что-то как-то нет. А, знаю. Пойдемте поищем моралистов. Знаю одну моралистку.
Love, you did.
She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Ты что, нет, не моралистка? Обычно, когда есть новые реплики, подсвечиваются.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Понятно, даже ничего нового. Я не хочу идти к этим ловцам тараканов вымышленных. вымышленных тараканов. Пистолет. Найти бы пистолет.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Минус 7 минус 4, да? Говоришь, ну ладно. А тут что у нас?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if...
Потом спросим. Не сейчас. Сейчас нам нужен экшен. Экшен. Пожалуйста. Может, с ним еще поговорить? Слышь?
Right to work! Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Ну мы все это уже... С этим мы все уже, да, полностью.
Looking for something odd?
Иди отсюда, расист. Пойдем в бар. В бар ли? Ну, целый день пропускать, конечно, тоже такое себе ради Кицураги. Ботинки просрали. Надо броню найти. Надо поговорить с Куно. Может отдать ему спидов. Кицураги не видит, все равно не осудит. А тот, может, инфы мне даст еще чуть-чуть. Или скидку на штаны. Хотя бы я бы лучше купил кроссовки и радио, чтобы послушать пленку и спеть наконец-то в караоке по каким нет. Чтобы ему не стыдно было за меня. А чего вы тут опять сидите? Я слышу.
Again? I can't believe this shit. Okay, why not? So, do you know? Yeah. I don't. I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Потыкаем еще какие-то.
God fucking shit.
None of this is great news for him. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Да, давайте все варианты посмотрим. Мы же все потыкали, да? Ненавижу, когда приходится подтыкиваетесь?
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
Окей.
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he does.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe.
А типа я, ну никак вообще не могу узнать. Они не хотят мне говорить или что? В чем проблема-то ваша?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
Да, отстань. Ничего не помогает мне. Ничто ничем не помогает. Откройте дверь.
A heavy steel door. The door does not.
Я знаю, в каком номере живет та блондинка, но она меня не слышит, она мне не открывает. Я буду стучаться, пока Ким не приедет. Что я не понимаю, как в этом доме подняться наверх. Почему, когда Ким ушел, такая пустота появилась в жизни?
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Ooh.
Somewhere, not far from here, the lieutenant is preparing her file. Clausia Amandu, he writes. You realize the detective should be here for what comes next. It could prove dangerous to go in alone.
Понял. Без Кима нельзя к ней идти. Может, просто банда Харди меня застрелит и все. Ладно, пойдем к Куну. Пойдем к Куну. Может, получится не отдавать ему наркоту. Может, пойти разбудить его отца? Подраться с ним? Ну или попытаться с ним поговорить про Куна? Может, он не такой плохой человек, как Куна его описывает? Потому что верить маленькому Куну в такое себе. Ваши мысли. Ваши мысли. Я один не справляюсь. Не вывожу. Куда же пойти? Куда же пойти?
The dented yellow mailbox.
Нет, мы не будем пинать ящик. Может, через Аннет попросить как-нибудь выкрасть ключ для меня? Ничего пока не делано. Да, вот. Сначала к Ацукиму, потом поговорю с Аннет, может, через нее можешь хоть достать ключ. Кацукиму сказал. Кацукуна. Кацукуна. А ты что стоишь? Так и стоишь и не хочешь со мной разговаривать? Понятно. Чё делать начал, ты зевать? Чё такое?
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
Ты о чем?
Nothing, nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Invade every personal space. Break every lock.
Да.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Ну и что за мысль? Джемрокская охота минус полицейская волна. Да пофиг на полицейскую волну. Сколько будет? Час. Час учиться будет. Тихо. Вставай. О! Что-то у меня тут шмотки. Самообладание неплохо.
Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed, a stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. In the dark, it looks like a nest. Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out.
Нет, я хочу.
Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it. It's deep, in suffering somehow. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down. The pile of blankets grunts. It's hard to say if there's anything left you could do. A change in the socio-economic circumstances wouldn't hurt. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pig, he says. He's trying to call you a pig. Are you going to let a semi-conscious degenerate disrespect you? His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again. The light from the window is weak, but it seems like he is. His wild, unwashed mane bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. Don't forget his face, the bloated and reddened cheeks, the bulbous nose. This would be Kuno after 30 years of alcohol and substance abuse. No response. A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty and frozen. It's clear.
Fucking hell.
A lump of flesh is sticking out from under the blanket. It seems to be twitching from time to time, like the paw of an animal who's having a bad dream. And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor on the sole. 3 toes are poking out of a hole. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep. Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body.
Ага, самый мощный мужик в Ревеншоре. Молодец. Спи, лошара. Я даже дверь закрывать не буду. Ладно, закрою. Я же не козел. Чё там ты, Куна, говорил? Надо наврать Кун, сказать, что я батю отделал просто как это... Как бог черепаху. Он лежит теперь и спит бесконечно. Луна, нифига себе. Сколько лет, сколько зим ты где пропадала? Сколько время? В 8:30, 8:30, и луна идет по небу. Окей. Может, все это время я просто ее не видел, потому что думал, слишком рано для луны. А она вот ходит такая большая, желтая, почти полная. Пару дней. Эй, Куна, маленький ты засранец, а еще обманщик. Иди-ка сюда, сейчас будешь знакомиться с моим ботинком. Ладно, нет. Мы нормальный, скучный коп, но нам надо разобраться с кое-чем. Слышь? А за пятнашку?
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way.
Не-а.
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distracted him. That's some sick shit. Tell your little slanty-eyed friend, respect from the Kuno.
Ты чё, охерел?
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit. Kuno knows what Kuno means.
Ты офигел?
Kuno means gram.
А, нет, ты ничего не получишь.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno!
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
Major fucking choice, pig!
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine would cause some catastrophic cascade response.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
Да пошел ты.
Alright. You fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it all away.
I told you he can't be trusted. I told you. I told you he'd steal the shit.
Чё, детишки, без наркоты?
Relax, see? We got plenty of Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about that. This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked between us.
Какую
How are we
вину,
gonna make this up
лошара?
to the Kuno, huh?
In truth, Kuno doesn't really believe there's anything you can do to make up for this. The damage is irreparable.
Ты... Я видел твоего отца.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit. Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink. Fuck that shit. Kuno's gonna move underground. Let I am shit. Ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Yeah? How the fuck are you still alive, pig?
Я убил твоего отца.
What? Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. Yeah? Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit, stroke shit. Kuno's dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Fuck are you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Fuck right I am. Get your nun-ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed you're friends now? Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to fuck you again.
fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse. Fucking social worker shit. It doesn't work, pig.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only our shit works.
She tries to bind their fates together. She needs him. Bad.
Kuno...
Да, пошел ты. Нет у вас ведь никакой заначки по дереву, так ведь? Маленький засранец. Что же делать, что же... А, да, Аннет. Дорогая Аннет.
Hello again, sir.
Блин. Нет, вряд ли будет что-то новое. К сожалению. Так, навык. У меня еще навыки. Больше навыков, богу навыков. Да уж. Пока не знаю. Надо ли куда-то кидать. И через 38 минут у нас будет что-то новое. Что бы еще поделать? Что бы еще поделать? Ловушки поосматривать, что ли? Чтобы эти идиоты уже ушли. Одна рядом с пристанью, с переходом, одна где-то на севере. Не помню, как там было. Сейчас найдем. А тут мы все, да, посмотрели. Бочка какая-то. Что за бочка? Понятно. Какой невнимательный. Ну, видимо, из-за того, что внимательность прокачал. Увидел новые бочки. Или восприятие, как там, не помню. Восприятие. Да, вон коробочка какая-то. Ну, либо я слепой. Так, в этот дом мы заходили. Ну-ка. Спускайся давай. Так, до церкви дотопаем. Там ни с кем говорить не будем, ловушки пока ищу. Нет, не здесь. Значит, с другой стороны.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. The concrete structure looks military in origin, over half a century old at least, but sturdily built.
У меня максимально, да, техника в плюс сделана. По-моему, да. То есть я никогда не открою. Никогда в жизни не открою. Что ж поделать. Так, вот еще одна ловушка. А как туда пройти? Ты можешь сразу проходить места, не?
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside. Man, it's lonely doing this alone. The wind seems to howl in a strange manner.
Да, скучно, одиноко без Кима. Ким, вернись. Так, здесь все, да? Здесь я тоже был, здесь ничего. Ладно. А можно здесь спуститься? А для чего здесь спускаться? Непонятно. А мужика что, не увезли до сих пор? В смысле? Вы чё? Алло. Да. Почему ты не можешь через траву пройти? Ты ж в сапогах. В сапогах не может пройти через траву. Так, здесь заброшенное здание, если может... Я не помню просто, где все ловушки. А открывать журнал что-то как-то... Там мужик с пацаном. Подойдем.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You, officer, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I was just telling my son about this building. Not many people appreciate the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Гипертекст. Гипертекст. Немножко гипертекста.
Yes, hypertext. Ya-коп and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Сложно.
Very important. Mikhail, say hi to the officer. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately. But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? Something about the way this man carries himself makes you wonder whether he might be able to help you with your committee business. It's his manner of speaking. He reminds you of a lecturer. Whatever it is, he gives you an encouraging smile.
Well, that certainly depends. You know, the popular image of the Coalition is of a monolithic politico-military entity. But in reality, it's comprised of many interconnected, yet semi-autonomous components. For instance, the offices of Inchicom are responsible for military affairs. These offices are located in the Bank of the World building, just a few kilometers from here. Well, then there's also the Provisional Commission, as well as the Institute for Revacholian Culture, with its architecturally significant headquarters in Le Jardin.
Ну, давай рассказывай про все теперь, чё уж.
Inchicom is responsible for all aspects of the military occupation of Revachol. During the revolution, they coordinated the efforts of the Occidental and Gradian invasion, but these days their function is primarily logistical. Oh, the Institute is a marvelous organization, my favorite part of the Coalition by far. Their mandate is twofold: to export notable works of Revacholian culture throughout the moral intern, while also importing the most important culture products of the wider world to citizens of Revachol. There's an exhibition on Vespertine proto-expressionism that I can't wait to take Mikhail to. We're working our way through the major artistic movements of the last century.
Прикольно.
Of course there is. The Coalition's economic affairs are handled by the Bank of the World, Revachol Mission. They operate in concert with the Institute of Price Stabilité in Serre-la-Claire. Ah, that's simple. You're looking for the Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It's a sort of clearinghouse for coalition affairs in Revachol.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
If you will, picture the coalition as a kind of wheel. The hub of this wheel is the Comité de Responsabilité, and out from that hub radiate a great many spokes, which connect to Inchicom, the Institute for Revacholian Culture, the Provisional Commission, and so on. I have a long-standing interest in political systems. You see, it's my personal theory that political systems are a lot like personalities. In other words, how a state organizes itself is in some way the public expression of its innermost character.
The man smiles at you for a long moment.
Of course, officer, we've only recently met. It would require a more thorough conversation than we have time for to answer a question like that. It's fascinating to think about, though, isn't it? Well, now, that is rather complicated. You can write to the committee directly, but I understand that there's quite the backlog. A month or more, according to friends of mine who just so happen to know about this sort of thing. Of course, if you could somehow contact Coalition Warship Archer, you could reach the committee directly. But, well, that obviously presents any number of logistical and technical challenges. Why, officer, it's that gigantic aerostatic right over there. Have you really never noticed it before?
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic fish suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans. Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom feeder gliding over the ocean floor in search of prey.
That is certainly how the Coalition intends for it to be seen. You know, I once read a very interesting paper from Messina on the psychology of air-based artillery. Apparently, its presence stimulates the exact same part of the neural cortex that more primitive cultures associate with divine judgment. Isn't that fascinating?
Haha.
A very astute question. You see, in addition to its role as a military warship, the Archer is also responsible for coordinating all Coalition communications and surveillance operations in Revachol. Not just watching, it's listening as well. I don't know the particulars, of course, but I would expect a warship like the Archer to possess the most advanced surveillance equipment available outside of Seoul. Well, I suppose you could rent a private aerostatic and attempt to rendezvous with Archer directly, but I must caution against it. Warships like the Archer are usually authorized to fire on unidentified aerostatics on site. That might be the trickiest question of all. From a technical standpoint, it shouldn't be all that difficult. You simply require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition frequencies. The problem is that those sorts of radio transmitters are tightly controlled by the Coalition. Even the RCM doesn't typically have access to them outside of special joint operations. All that said, someone with a powerful radio and a certain level of technical skill might be able to circuit bend their way onto the Coalition frequencies. It's only too bad the old Feld engineers are no longer available. This sort of thing would have been right in their wheelhouse.
У меня есть одна знакомая.
This sounds like something that programmer you met in the church might help with.
In any event, it's a fascinating technical challenge. I'll be very interested to see how you tackle it. Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Что?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and Faraday ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rhein, Elysium and Zam, haven't achieved yet. Indeed. What?
Революция.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A wheel!
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Не будем портить ребенку впечатление.
Tape computers. They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in Worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Hughes joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to... In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building. But of course, what else?
Не буду я у него деньги просить.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Whatever. Хочу пройти на ту сторону. Почему не могу пройти на ту сторону? Ну, кстати, ловушка, надо ее взять. И еще одна где-то должна быть снизу, если я не ошибаюсь. Немножко подушил, конечно. Но, в принципе, лучше, чем про насекомых слушать.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Сейчас я посмотрю в задании точно. Что это? Лодочная станция, лодочная станция. Подожди, еще раз, что? Лодочная станция где? Ну все, где-то здесь должно быть, или что? Или я не прав? трупа я хочу сходить. Может, надо что-то сделать, чтобы его увезли. Почему Ким этим не занялся? Он же вроде должен был этим заняться. Или что, наш труп важнее этого трупа? Мне кажется, каждый труп важен.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Ничего не изменилось.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package,
А могу
two
забрать?
empty bottles. No, there's more.
Ладно, ладно. Не буду забирать. Жаль, конечно. Лодочная станция, лодочная станция. Еще раз. Угу. Забыл, как здесь подниматься. Как здесь заходить?
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Что там Антон пишет, что ли?
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locust. No phasmid either, but still. Nothing. No traces of the locust or the Insulindian phasmid. What happened? The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. The reeds continue to hiss around you as you put the empty trap back on the ground. Time to consult the professionals, Morel and Lena. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building. The jamrock shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from precinct.
Да... Так, сейчас почитаю. Ну, фиг знает. Ну, ладно, есть и есть. Ничего не отнимает. Ладно. Ну, мне такое чувство, я уже что все, что мог, вскрыл. Все, что еще не вскрыл, скоро вскрою. Ладно. Вернуться к Лене, значит. Ну, хоть какие-то подвижки. Но не в тех делах, которых хочется. А, нет, сначала в церковь сходим, поговорим. Может быть, она нам что расскажет интересно. А может, поможет связаться с коалицией, если мы ей поможем, я так понимаю. А мы не можем помочь, потому что... Было бы как в Dark Souls. Мысли бы сохранялись на следующее прохождение. Было бы круто. Да, немножко всего. Что нового не появилось?
Yes, what is it? Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this moment?
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
Yes?
Ой, не задавай тупые вопросы.
Thanks.
Ладно, идем к Лене. И к мужу ее. С криптобиотами. Криптобиоты это же из трендинга. Вкусные штуки, которые так не нравятся Сэму. Восстанавливающие кровь. Хрустящие червячки. Я думаю, что они вкусные, потому что они хрустят. Большая часть хрустящей еды вкусная. Что там такое? О, книга для нашего интеллекта. Ей! Потом почитаю. По каким там где-то ездит, буду читать книжки. Про малышей. Ху-ху-ху. Ху-ху-ху.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Эту фигню я спрашивать не хочу. А это их помощник? Или ты кто?
I really owe you one for getting us out of those reeds, officer. Finally got all that soot out of my hair. Name's Gary.
Gary.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here. Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revacall.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
My mug? Why would you think that?
А почему я начал обвинять? Я не понял. Я просто решил, почему бы не спросить по кружкам, он скажет нет, я скажу окей, извини, а тут какое-то...
How do you mean? Forgive me, officer, but we've only just met. Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
Мне не хватает немножко... Нет, я честный человек. Честный человек.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again.
Это чувак, тот, у которого мы открыли дверь. Криптофашист.
I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law. I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez. So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself. Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know? Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What sound? Really? There's lots of weird sounds in a bar like this, though. Pinball, glass...
Maybe it was pinball.
Oh, no.
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it. I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
In my home. Yes. When I was going to... How did you know? Mr. Clare unlocked my apartment? So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me. Whatever it is, tell him I'm silent as the grave. I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night about some theories. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
Хочу попробовать. Что там на самообладание у меня есть? Что было? Красиво. Внутренняя империя. А это внутренняя империя и сила воли. Блин, да это круче 100 тысяч раз.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Все как всегда, да, у нас? Ну, давайте подумаем мысль про магнезиум. Трепет уменьшит, но не страшно. Мне кажется, больше магнезия будет падать что-нибудь в этом духе, да? Так.
Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I'm sure glad to be back from that little excursion.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. No, he's scrawny. Try again. Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other.
О, да я могу все собрать уже, серьезно.
Stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
I took the hanged man's cuirass. I didn't mean to.
Ну, конечно. Сама шел, упал на нее, да, и так получилось.
God damn it, Gary.
I know.
Shame on you. Give the cuirass to the officer at once. Gary didn't mean to interfere with your investigation, officers. He's just thick-headed and poor as dirt. But he's always helped us, given us a place to stay. And he's followed Morel into God knows what jungles.
He's a loyal friend.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck. Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
He's a scaredy cat.
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
Броню давай.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Пофиг.
But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word. I told you everything. I just took the cuirass, that's all. I promise.
'Tis true, sire. This man simply did not know what he was getting caught up in.
Ну ладно. Ну что? Я почти собрал все, но я дурак. Эмпатия на минус. Она одевается под рубашку, да? Под пальто, вернее. Ну-ка, как ты выглядишь? Покажись. Неплохо. Неплохо. Кибернетические. Ладно. Ну, только не эта куртка. Другая же у меня. Где моя? Вот. Ну теперь вот у меня есть броня. Восприятие. Можешь ставить джинсы на самообладание? Нет, королевство совести наше все. У нас минус только драма и внушение. За счет одежды неплохо. И у меня очко есть. Тушка. Не знаю, куда вкидывать. Сюда, что ли, вкинуть? Или сюда? Ладно, пока оставлю. Что так и не хотите, да, признавать меня своим крутым чуваком?
Again?
Ладно, в жопу. Я ловушки проверил.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has, but I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Как хорошо, что такие монеты я могу немножко поврать, да?
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Of course we have.
Wait, Morel. He may have a point. We have an obligation to rule out other hypotheses.
Да ладно.
You're right, dear. It's a fair point. But what other explanation could there be?
Не хочу тебя расстраивать.
Pardon me. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now. And brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Давай объясним, я сейчас как объясню. Я вообще объясняльщик еще тот.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with bags?
Зачем ребенку насекомые? Ты серьезно спрашиваешь этот вопрос?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks. Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Я так надеялся, что я с ним больше уже не встречусь в этой жизни.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
С ним я уже обо всем поговорил. Ладно, Куна. Молчи. Иди работай в сад. И криптоидов, и Куна, я надеялся, что не будет. Но и тот, и другой решили в симбиоз вот так вот просто обняться. Игра такая: давай ты будешь с Куна общаться по поводу ловушек. Сейчас опять на хуях меня оттаскает. Мне не хватает денег. Мне хватает немного денег. Слышь?
Fuck does Kuno care? No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Сейчас вам, детишки, попадет. Попугать их, что ли?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA the City of Rage.
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
Как хорошо, что мне моя башка все подсказывает. Пошел ты, Куна. Башка Куна, башка свиньи. Башка куна, башка свиньи, башка моя варит, а мне можно ничего не делать, когда все подсказывают. Что день сегодня так как-то раз так просто растворился. Луна еще не ушла. Луна еще не ушла.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants. Sounds like you found the locust, detective. Heaps of leaves are rotting among the mud-caked towers. Dozens of little locusts feed on them, buzzing away with vicious joy. Kuno has really outdone himself here.
Он типа повел их сюда, они жрут свинью, да? И строят что-то типа... Что там, в чем живут
It's an ode to self-expression. It's the work of a self-taught visionary.
Да уж. Это, конечно, для города опасно. Вот эта вся фигня. Сейчас там как разрастется, а потом пойдет амбары до магазины грабить. Будет нашествие саранчи библейское какое-то прям. Что-то какие-то библейские отсылочки. Ладно.
Does Kuno care? Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't a phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Stop!
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
Yeah, Locust City. City of rage. City of lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Maybe I am.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
made you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window. So that's what this is about.
I don't believe you.
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno's finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first-person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps? Yeah, whatever.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Go.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out of it.
Ты дурак, я с другой стороны могу подойти. Ах, идиот. Ладно, с ними я разобрался. Но непростая у них жизнь. Я как центрист могу им посострадать. Даже. Надо уж тихонечко завязывать. Завязывать с игрой на сегодня, отдыхать. Ну как отдыхать надо? Еще Антону будет помочь, но так отдыхать.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this. So it was just a child.
thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find a phasmid or admit defeat, people.
Ну, я кинул ловушку.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but...
This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question about that.
Ладно, все, с ними закончили. Бакс, 5 баксов. 5 баксов. Не хватает. Так, ну ладно, закончим. Время еще утро. Начало дня, так сказать. Что вы сегодня сделали? Мы почти в самом начале игры отправили Кима, потому что не нашли, все-таки не смогли пробиться к холодильнику. Он увез труп. Блин, он, наверное, потом 100 лет будет мыть свою машину от вони, если там будет вонь. Мы нашли броню, но просрали ботинки, поэтому мы не собираем комплект. Очень жаль. Можно, кстати, наверное, забыть про... Нет, мысли про броню. Не знаю, стоит ли я забывать, или она все-таки даже за один кусочек брони будет добавлять чего-то там. Типа в грудь будут стрелять, не пробьют хотя бы меня. Если будут. Если вообще такое будет. Помогли криптобиологам, экозоологам, эхозоологам. Короче, криптоидам помогли. Что еще? Нашли какого-то мужичка, который шарит в истории и вообще во всяких... И вообще отличный рассказчик. Рассказал нам, как нам связаться с комиссией, комитетом или что там типа того, да? Ну вот, нашли немножко шмоток, узнали, что отец Куна вообще не крутой мужик, нисколько. Немножко стало даже жалко Куна с его подругой, что у них как-то все не очень. Что Куна даже не собирается никак менять свою жизнь. Но зато он свободен. Он свободен, как он кричит. И рад за него. Вот, как-то так. Ну что ж, будем прощаться. Доброй ночи, доброго вечера, там, или другого времени суток, когда вы будете это смотреть на YouTube канале. Да, там все есть, там все будет. Там все лежит на всякий случай. Вот. Спасибо всем, кто был, всем, кто будет. Ставьте там ютубчики, лайки.